Thanks for staying with us. So we're moving on to our hot topic today. Last Friday, we started a conversation on widows moving on with their lives. In continuation of that discussion, we want to address what our culture says concerning widowhood and if it should be applicable in this time and now. What effect does it have on a woman's psychology, her mental state, and her emotions?
So I just wanted to say that if you want to make a sacrifice, let it be from you. Be the one as the woman to decide, is a sacrifice, I'm not willing to move on because I want to focus on my children. But do not make that sacrifice because of what people will say. If you're tired, you're fed up, you need help, and you feel it's also very important that you pay attention to the person who is coming. If the person who is coming is not going to be a responsible person to your children, there is no point because of your own selfish needs. There's no point. Your children come first right now because you have lost your partner. But if the person coming, you can see that the person really means well and can help you make life easier. It should be your choice.
And I had a tough conversation with a single mature lady that is in her 40s. And she was like, I'm at work morning to night because I don't want to go home. Because when I go home, my mom and my dad, they are both in their house, their room talking. And I just said, and I'm looking at the roof waiting. Let's sleep, just take me away because I would love to have someone to talk to. So I never thought about it because it just didn't occur to me, but people don't know what they are going through. They don't know that they need somebody that will just cuddle them, someone that will just hold them. So your mother has been single for 20 years. It did not occur to you that this woman is a human being.
You
know,
so dating if you're a young widow, definitely. But if your mother is 60, 65, or your mother, let's just say your mother is 50, 55, 60. As a daughter, do I want to start seeing another man with one like coming and say, hey, I don't know. When my father died, I don't know if I would really like my mother to this. I mean, I don't think so. I personally wouldn't feel comfortable with having
many people have that.
So I would want my mother to be happy. Now, if I feel based on my mom's behavior, I feel like maybe she needs company, maybe I could have. But
it's not you to determine her feeling. You can't determine another person's feeling. You only hear what they tell you or you see what they show you. You can't determine. And it's selfish because I'm saying it. I had a friend recently who was telling me that if she had known, she would have begged her father. The man lost the wife and they were hell-bent on not allowing him remarry. And after a few years, he died. And so they went for a program and they were talking about things like this. And she said she was feeling really bad that if she had known, she would have allowed this man to marry. The man was actually begging them that I've raised you people, you are successful. Let me, I need somebody. And that's because he's a very moral sort of man. Someone like my father will not take your permission.
Some of these mothers, it's not your fault. The mother, they've conditioned themselves. Say, I am married to Jesus. I am married to Jesus. They are the ones telling you that they're married to Jesus.
It can be lip service.
Yeah, but how would you know? Am I a psychologist? How would I know if it's lip service?
Okay, one, I'm always surprised when I hear people say that their children didn't allow, like adult children. I'm not talking of babies who don't understand, but like grown adult children saying to their adult parents, like, you can't get married. I'm like, really? Yeah. You truly think I need your permission? But secondly, our older parents are different now. They are going to the gym, they are dressing up, they are meeting people, you know, they are hanging out. So I don't know how you tell someone like that who is full of life and that the person should not date or should not remarry. It would not make sense. I think what's important is when you have an older parent who is dating is that make sure that she's doing it in such a way that is safe.
There are men who lose their wife too, and they need company. And sometimes your mother is just a perfect fit for them, where they think alike. They both have grandchildren all over the world flying around. You know, it's just great company for them to have that. They might not be doing the other room. Because many people are worried about the other room matters.
Why? Where's it
because don't want
Morayo. It is Morayo.
Okay, so
speak for yourself.
Okay, so people like me are worried with the other room, my mother in the other room. Somebody has got forbid.
What's your business?
Okay, so
I have that issue. So company, I can understand. Yes, be my mother's companion. Me gisting with her, be playing bingo.
The person will be a eunuch.
But
so I believe that we need to get comfortable with the fact that everybody else would have they would live complete lives. You know, I look at my children and they're really small, and I imagine like in the next 20 years, these boys will now have someone who is the love of their life, and they'll be like they love the person, they would shower love on that person. And these are my small boys. Like, look at these boys. But I'm already preparing myself to release them to love. You know, release them to be be good.
Yeah.
And that's the same way, even as adult children, we should be ready to release our parents to love and our parents to be happy. Because if you don't release them, they might do it behind you and they might get into risk.
Yeah,
that might not be safe. You know, they might get into trouble. They might get into circumstances that are not comfortable. And like what Mariam raised, there are several young to mature relationships, happening in our society right now. The people in their 50s who are conveniently dating 30-year-old, 30-plus-year-old men who are single. And most of the ones I've seen, and I've seen 2 personally, hide it from their children. So the children don't know that they are having a relationship with that guy. They just feel like, oh, is that man that comes to do something in the house? He's not doing anything. This is mommy's...
The shiny Congo.
Yes. You know, this is mommy's person. And sometimes I just feel worried that there are things that might happen that could have been prevented if it had been an open conversation with the family. Everybody knows that mommy is being helped by this person.
Let me take this call.
So let's create an atmosphere that would encourage such conversations to reduce the risk. And let us be more open to having mature people still falling in love. And because
there's a joy when a woman, imagine a widow finally finds love. And there was a lady that I know, she had 4 children. I think her husband had died in the plane crash, you know. And I think it was 12 years after, she met a doctor from the UK. And he came home, and he was also a widower, came home together. And I was there at the wedding, the joy she was going through. The fact that, listen, and the kids were fine. But when you see that joy, that should be the one. Is that joy we as a society should hold on to and say, we want our women to be happy. So if you have the opportunity to love again, we should encourage it. I said, listen, we want them to be happy, not looking around and looking frustrated like the whole world has come on. No, you have companion. So my own worry as a Nigerian girl was the other woman. As a Nigerian adult.
As a Nigerian